Good morning, students. Today I am discussing paper 3.2 soft skills for business for third semester BBA, unit number 1, elements of communication, session 4, non-verbal communication. In non-verbal communication, I am going to discuss about kinesics. So let us have the recap of what we have discussed in the last class. In the last class, we had a discussion on meaning of communication process, elements involved in communication process, the roles and functions of elements of communication process, and the models of communication process. Today we are going to discuss about non-verbal communication. Dear students, non-verbal communication is the communication without the use of written or spoken words. That means to say that without using anything in writing or without speaking, if somebody is conveying some message through body movements, voice patterns, time discipline, or through touching, it becomes non-verbal communication. The elements like body movements, voice patterns, time management, touch communication, all these are the different ways through which a person can express or convey their opinions or messages to the other person or the opposite person with whom he or she want to communicate or convey something. It is very clear now that non-verbal communication is a communication which does not involve anything in writing or anything in spoken form. Other than the writing or spoken form, if anybody is conveying some message or passing some message or information to the other interested party, it becomes non-verbal communication. You may be surprised to say that in communication or in business communication, we learn lot of communication techniques to be followed in a corporate culture, lot of letter writing, different formats for different letter writings, interview etiquettes, corporate etiquettes, soft skills, etc. But the researchers have found that in our day-to-day communication, common man or a person working in an organization may communicate through non-verbal communication, and it constitutes about 65 to 70%. Therefore, we can easily come to know about the importance of non-verbal communication through this research work only, which says about 65 to 70% of daily communication, everyday communication with colleagues, with other parties or with interested persons in an organization or outside the organization, it matters. It is very, very important. Now let us discuss what are the different types of non-verbal communication. The very first type of non-verbal communication is kinesics. Second one is proxemics. Third one is para language. Fourth one is physical context. Fifth one is haptics. Sixth one is chronomics. Seventh one is artifactics. You can see on your screen there are 7 ways through which non-verbal communication can be communicated to the interested parties. Let us discuss one by one. First one is kinesics. It is one of the forms of non-verbal communication. It is the study of body movements to judge inner state of emotions expressed through different parts of the body. It is very clear from the above definition that it is the study of body language. Kinesics is the study of body language. So, the study of body language constitutes of 3 important semi-components, or 3 important components of kinesics are facial expressions and eyes. Then the second one is gestures. Then the third one is postures. Let us discuss the types of kinesics one by one. Facial expressions and eyes. Dear students, facial expressions can show happiness, anger, frustration, arrogance, shyness, sadness, fear, etc. They will be different in different emotions and effortlessly or automatically can change on the face of a particular person. So, facial expressions play a very important role as a non-verbal communication. Here you can see there is facial expression and eyes. There are some countries like Australia where if an interview is taken, the interviewer and the interviewee start conversating each other the interested points whichever are important to them. In Australia, eye contact play a very important role in communication. They give more importance to eye contact. If a candidate is not speaking with the other parties or interested parties without eye contact, they are given less importance for any job or in any interview. So, eyes also express emotions. Eyes also express different types of, it conveys a lot of messages, it conveys a lot of information to the interested parties. So, facial expressions and eyes play a very important role in expressing and conveying the messages. For example, if you see, expressions can be one thing and you can see the interpretations are other thing. I will give few examples to you. What will be the expressions and what are the interpretations that one can make out. For example, if any person eyebrows with upper and lower eyelids raised, the eyebrows with upper and lower eyelids raised, it means that we can interpret that it is an excitement or surprise. So, facial expressions or through eye movement, eye expressions, we can convey our message to the other person. Eyebrows with upper and lower lids closed, it says that somebody is in anger, somebody is in tension, or somebody is in pain. Or with tight lips, if somebody has got tight lips, if somebody is expressing with tight lips, it is like a suspicion on some person. If a steady eye contact is there, then we means to say that the person who is listening to you or the person who is observing you is very active listener. There are different types of listeners. Some people pretend to be the listeners, some people are passive listeners, some people are interested only to listen whatever is interested to them, but there are some active listeners. If we see their eye expression, whose eye expression is very steady and whose eye contact is very steady, that shows that they are very active. Likewise, we have got so many half raised eyebrows, half closed eyes, shifting eyes, roving eyes, closed eyes, wheeled eyes. There are so many eyes expressions through which we can say that we can convey a particular message and information to the interested party who is opposite to us, who is opposite to someone. That is why he told, most of the time we make use of our facial expressions, we make use of our eyes expressions in such a way that they convey our happiness, they convey our frustration, our anger, our shyness, sadness, fear, etc. So it is one of the important type of kinesics. Let us discuss the second one, gestures. Gestures are the physical movements of the body, parts like arms, legs, hands, head, shoulder, etc. to convey certain message, moods, feelings, opinions, etc. Gestures are the physical movements of body parts. If we take the example of arms, arm is a body part. When we take the example of a arm, if we stretch the arm and sit without any what is called as any external support, stretch our hands and sit, it becomes it shows, the interpretation shows that the person who is sitting like that is in a relaxed mood, So usually what happens, the use of legs, the use of hands, the use of head and shoulders convey certain messages. I'll give one small example. If there is a person whose shoulders are raised, okay, while walking, it shows that he is very, very confident. If a person is having down shoulders, it shows that the person is not having self-confidence. He is having a complex or fear in the mind. A person who rub time and again the hands while speaking, that shows that the person is in a tensed mood, or the person may be in a feeling that there cannot be any mistake from his or her part while communicating with the other audiences or other interested parties. See, nodding the head for accepting something, nodding the head for rejecting something, okay, movement of legs from one particular place to another particular place also shows some of the important, it also gives some of the important signal that whether the communication is being properly communicated or not. Example, if any person is moving around for a long distance while speaking with the audience, that is not a good way of communication. If some person is showing the back while communicating to the audience, that is also not happen to be the good method of communicating with others. So some people they may keep one hand inside the pocket and one hand free, wherein if they don't get the words, they try to use their body, what is called as body parts, to express those feelings or moods or opinions. There are some people like film stars or the people who run reality shows, okay, they keep both the hands either inside the pocket or open, or they keep on rubbing whenever they have anything important to say, something like that. So the physical movement of body parts like arms, legs, hands, head, shoulders, etc. convey certain message. I will give another small example. There are certain what is called as food table etiquette. If there is in a corporate meeting, if the food is served on the table, there are certain methods wherein one can either serve the food or take the food. Stretching the arms to take the food from one corner to another, it is believed that it is not a decent method of table etiquettes or table mannerism. Therefore, all these things, all these physical or body parts and their movements play an important role in communicating with the opposite person. In the shoulders itself, if some person, both the shoulders, if he raises to the top, it says yes sometimes. If he nods the head like this, it says it is the interpretation of no. If it nods the head like this from top to bottom, it is the message that it is accepted, or it is believed, or it is agreed. So like thumbs, showing the thumbs, two thumbs of both the hands, or showing the single thumb, or shaking the hands to reject. All these are important gestures that a person make uses in daily life, either in the corporate world or in the daily life. So the next third one is postures. It is the third important type of kinesics. Our postures and body shapes affect our thinking process and give us an idea about the attitude of the bearer towards the other persons. Postures indicate confidence. Postures indicate fear. Postures indicate aggressiveness. Postures indicate rejection and anxiety, etc. Posture play an important role as a kinesic, as one of the important element of kinesics. See, there are so many examples for this. I will give some examples to you. Take the example of the body posture, how we pose, and what are the interpretations to that. Suppose standing erect and straight demonstrate enthusiasm and self-confidence, or forward leaning of the body indicates nearness, intimacy, or looking down or biting one's nails. If somebody is bowing down the head or looking down or biting the nails, it shows either somebody is in under pressure, depression, or anxiety. Or sitting with legs crossed and arms wrapped over the chest indicate person's defensive mood. So likewise, you can also refer to some of the postures in the available study material. You can also see how postures expresses the message, how postures conveys the message. Every day we make use of so many postures in our daily life. Okay, so those postures have got different meanings in different situations, and it is one of the important part of kinesics, and kinesics is one of the important type of non-verbal communication. So here we came to know about kinesics and the types of kinesics and how they are important in our daily life. They are very important because when we are making use of non-verbal communication, okay, in writing we may give positive information, and in non-verbal communication, if we express us in a negative way, then the impact will be confuse you. The impact will have the cloud of confusion. So in order to clear the cloud of confusion, whatever we say or whatever we write or whatever we express through non-verbal manner, all the things should match. There should not be a mismatch for the union of mind or union of hearts. So today I am summarizing this non-verbal communication kinesics topic by saying that non-verbal communication is the process of transmitting message through non-linguistic signs. Non-linguistic signs means without speaking or without writing. The kinesics like facial expression, gestures and postures, they help us to read, understand and react properly to other person. They definitely give an indication to all of us that if other person is giving a action of something through postures or facial expressions or gestures, immediately our extempore will demand us to give feedback to them in the similar manner or in the manner in which is very, very useful for the completion of a particular task. Kinesics helps to read accurately and create transparency and trust in relationship by sending signals, matching with the words and responding to non-verbal cues. That is what I just told, that whatever we write or whatever we speak should match with whatever we express through our non-verbal ways of communication. Dear students, today we have studied about the non-verbal communication, its meaning, what are the types of non-verbal communication available, and we have started the first one, kinesics. Kinesics is nothing but the use of body movements. The use of body movements, or you can see body language, for expressing our opinions and thoughts. In kinesics, we have studied about the different types of kinesics like facial expressions, facial expressions and eyes, gestures and postures, and what are their importance in our day-to-day life and in the corporate world. So read few more kinesics from study material. I will be sending you the MCQs. Try to solve the MCQs as well as descriptive type of questions, and if you get any doubt, feel free to contact me or call me. And today I am signing off for this topic. We'll meet soon. Thank you very much for patience listening. Thank you.